Hey folks, welcome back to the Dyson Sphere program. Last time we were working on trying to do logistics and input for this little idea I had for a miniature processor factory that would produce some stuff for us. And in the breach, this proved quite a bit more difficult to set up than I initially anticipated. Additionally, after some feedback, I've decided that maybe this isn't quite the right way to go. So we're going to switch over to using a planetary logistics system, and I'm going to rework how this operates. We'll still have the belt moving, I think, right to left with the ingredients that we're looking for, but I don't think we're going to have this idea of the main bus moving up and down along the longitude line, traveling from the South Pole to the north and wrapping around the planet. That doesn't... the grid kind of narrows and makes that non-feasible, and the throughput on a planetary PLS is going to be fine. So we are going to change the way this works. I know we were close to having this up and running, but I think we need to. So I'll leave the decorations for a bit later. But I do want to, I think, start by getting rid of some of this and rebuilding it. Okay, so if we are going to have, we're going to have 4 inputs, and I'd like to have like maybe a planetary logistics right here. Feeding in, and then I'd also like to have a bus moving to the right. So I think we'll start by throwing down a planetary logistics setup. Do I want that in the blue, or this probably needs its own? I think we'll start by setting up something like here. Let me go ahead and just put some normal. Actually, let me turn the coloration off. What is the difference there? I'm not sure. Oh, it's like it's got like a shiny surface. I didn't know I could do that. I'm trying to figure out, how do I actually turn this off? How do I not color? What is this? Lay foundation without decoration. There we go. Okay. So foundation, what is the difference here? I'm actually curious. Let me look at the difference between these. I see. So when I have the build grid off, this version has an actual grid available on it, and this has these strange little... It's a less noticeable kind of brick pattern. All right. Let's get that turned off. So yeah, let's throw down a tower here. I guess something like that's going to be fine. And we're going to want you to provide... I guess we're going to have the silicon and the copper that we already have set up go into the tower on this side. And you're going to be demanding from the eventual ILS or other planetary towers that we might have the ingredients that we need. So we're going to have iron ore, copper ore, silicon ore, and then proliferator. So these are all going to be demanded. We don't need that much proliferator. Like 1,000 should be enough. We'll fill you up with some bots. We'll set your minimum load. And then coming over here, we'll feed the How do I want to do this? We'll feed the copper in and the, as well as the silicon that we've got here. Which way do I want the copper to come in? I guess it'll come in like this. Yeah. So have you come to... We'll have the copper come down here like this, and then maybe move over one there and feed into the tower. We'll have the silicon do the same. I'm not sure. Something went wrong there. There we go. So that'll feed them in. I can actually go ahead and get rid of this line of colored strip of land or whatever. Okay, so if that comes in there, and we're gonna, I think we're gonna get rid of all of this colored stuff that I made for now. The one nice thing about this was that it did show kind of the boundary of the latitudinal band, the zone, if you will. But gosh, it's early in the morning. I just woke up. I'm not thinking very clearly right now. I'm having trouble narrating my thought process. But yeah, going north-south with a bus is not going to work. So the idea I had for this was instead of using the splitters, let's set up our line, and then we can use sorters to pull off from the bus that we will set up here and go into these input lines, I think. Gosh, it's early. So let's say, yeah, we want to keep it nice and tight inside this blue line, and we're gonna need to have some space down here to pull things off with sorters. So I think what we're gonna do, I'm almost out of foundation here. Let me grab a couple stacks of that just to have. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna come out of here, and we are going to rise up to as high as I can get here, I guess. So can I go up to one? One is there. 2, 3, 4. Like if I go up to 4, how far back does this need to be? So we actually need the tower to be a little bit further back, I think. I think I can make this work. If we back it up a little bit. Let's try putting that tower down again back here. That's going to be in the way. I guess if I put it there, it can work. Let's do the outputs first. So the idea is to use 4 different levels of height on the belt, moving around the planet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3. That's the highest I need. I need this to work. So if I get that going like this, then we have a belt that we can pull off and get into another location. Or another, another input line. Let me come to here. And then... Oh, I guess the one that goes furthest, actually, is the one that needs to be at 4. So... Or... We're at 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if we have that... 2... 3, 4... If we have that here... That looks... That, I think, is okay. So this one would be the tallest one. The next one could be, but then I actually want this one to come from where? From here or from there? Okay, I'm close to getting this, you guys. Give me a second. I'm planning it out live. Like, I have an idea for what I want, but the actual execution is challenging. So I want you to go up to 2, 3, 4. Come on. You can do it. There we go. All right, so you're going to be the tallest one. Oh, no, but it needs to be... Oh, no, I can pull off underneath. I can pull off underneath. So, yeah, this could still work. Okay. So then we have this one come out. This one only goes up to 3. So 1, 2, 3. And comes like that. Those are different heights, right? Yeah. So the sorters can pull off of these, like, lines that are at different heights onto a parallel line that then splits south and goes onto that. All right, so we need one more here. And you only need to go up by 1. And you're going to come to here and be this bus line. And then the last one comes out of here. Comes out of this side dealy. Rushes over here. And you just operate directly on the ground. So there we have 4 different levels. And we can put lines adjacent to them so that the sorters can operate at high efficiency without reaching across multiple rows, right? So then, like for this setup, to pull off for the first... Now, do I want to move this whole thing a little bit left? I feel like I do. I feel like I do. So we kind of want this to be at the left edge, I think. This one would still be in here. Yeah. I think we want to move this whole setup left. So let me do that. Let me Control C and grab this. I'm going to have to save this as a temporary. Then we're going to delete this. I feel like I'm getting very close to the actual solution here. I know it's been a while working on this build, but I think we're very close. All right, so now if I grab you and put you down like this, that looks good to me. Or do I want you one closer? No, I think we were fine like this. That looks good. Okay. So with 4 different levels of output, I should now be able to get this to work the way I want to. So let's see. What makes the most sense? This line is going to be what? That's iron. And that's copper. So iron, copper. We'll set our filters here to remind ourselves. All right. You're going to be, let's get iron, or no, iron ore, copper ore, silicon ore, and proliferator Mark III. Demand. We'll set this nice and low, because we're going to be feeding this in directly from building it here on the planet anyway. Okay. So then these guys can just hop on in from here. We've already kind of built this big-ass line for the copper, so I think for PLS, we'll build another tower to ship the iron ore. But these guys, I think it's fine for them to just kind of make their way inside. Let's have you do like this. Let's have you go like this. There we go. Okay. So that's going to feed the ore in. Then we configure the output filters. So you're going to be iron ore. You're going to be copper ore. Let's see if we can get those two to work. So iron ore is here, right? And we need very little. Let's just have a belt. And we'll go up to 4. 2, 3, 4. And we'll place you right here. And we'll come back down to the ground. Looks like we can make that work here. Like that. We can grab a few inputs like this. A few chunks of the input belt. So that's going to feed in the iron, right? And all I need is one Mark II sorter transferring items like this. Oh, I guess the corner's not the best place to do it. So that's fine. Let's redo that. So we'll go right here down to here. That works. And then we get our sorter and... Okay, very nice. Bob's your uncle. This should be able to transfer at a very high rate off the bus and onto the local belt. That's my idea, basically. That's how I intended to set this up to actually work. Instead of the sorters we had last, or the splitters we used last time. Okay. That'll power all that together. We're gonna need another belt here for, I guess here, to power all the transitions, the sorters. Is that that's a Tesla tower, good, okay. Let me turn the grid off. So now we need copper, and we can do the same sort of thing. We just build a belt that's 1, 2, 3 high, right underneath here. If I can aim it correctly with the... I think we're doing something like this. Does that work? Yeah, that'll work. And then we do another sorter Mark II from there to there. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Okay. I guess we could do these little dog legs as well. It's kind of helpful, and let's be consistent about our design. So do that. Then delete these. Put the sorter on like this. There we go. Okay. So we got these little dog legs with the sorters to pull stuff off. These little hooks, if you like. Next up, we need... What is this? I think this is the silicon ore. Yeah, this is the silicon ore. So this one, actually, we don't even need a height change. We just need to build the little dog leg. And that has to go up to the third one. Where's the line here? It's not exactly easy to line up perfectly, but... So I think we just do this. Yep, that looks good. So we've got silicon ore over here. Going onto this belt. There we go. Okay. And then lastly, we are going to actually raise up a little bit of proliferator. So this belt becomes silicon ore. And then this belt becomes the proliferator. Okay. This looks like it's going to work. This looks good to me. Let's get this last one kind of done here. So we want a little dog leg right there. Nope, that got messed up. I'm gonna go one like that. And then raise up and come over here. And there's the new design. I feel like that's much more clear on what's going on. And actually, it looks like, yeah, we need the blue space for the height changes. So we need this extra blue space. So a lot of this will be empty as we move rightward and increase the throughput on this factory. But I feel like that's pretty decent. The other thing we have is the output belt, which we haven't built yet. So let's get that factored. So this guy's full. We're going to need probably another planetary to accept the output. And there may be other things that we can stick in there as well. But for now, I think we just take a dogleg like this, hop over that belt, and come out to here for now. With the actual production, which is going to be these processors. So the processors are going to come out here. I guess we could have another line here in this empty blue part, because these things will all travel over it at the height that they're set up at. So we could have another line like here that all these are going to join up to, something like that, and then just output for now to a second tower. Let me see. Can I build a second tower? I need some particle containers and some titanium. I believe I brought those with me. I did. Okay, this is why it's good to bring raw materials, I think, at this stage of the game. What else do we need? Steel and processors? Well, let's build one. And then we got a steel problem, okay. Okay. So let's have another PLS for the output. Let's get that set up. We'll make it kind of in tandem with this one. That looks good. And apparently we can just feed this in directly. That's perfect. Like, look at the lineup. It's like it was meant to be. All right, so you're going to need a power tower. That's fine. You're going to have processors that you're going to supply. That's fine. We don't have an ILS that can warp these out yet, but yeah, this can only hold 5,000, right? So if we're making like 23 per minute, let's say we have 3 of these, we're making 75 per minute, then in 10 minutes we get 750, in 100 minutes we get 7,500. 100 minutes is like 2 hours. So we do want a little bit of a temporary storage for some of this extra that might show up. So here we will use a splitter, and we'll set a priority. So let's do a splitter here. Reconnect you up. Looks good. We'll output to temporary storage, which is going to be a big stack of these nasty boys, these gnarly boys, these big boys. Depot Mark III. Yeah, let's feed you in. There we go. And we can feed you back out later once we have PLS set up, but let's set our priority here. And then... Okay, so this looks like it's repeatable. This looks like it's extendable, I guess. What would be challenging would be copying all of this for the second one. But let's hold off on that. We don't actually know if this factory works yet. We're kind of getting ahead of ourselves a little bit, right? I feel like we're pretty good here. Did we want... Like, this is kind of about as far as you want to be running a belt, right? Let's set down... This stuff, I think, is kind of set in stone now. So I want to know what my energy requirements are going to be. So I am going to set down a couple of missile hardpoints here. I think I'm going to tweak this this layout a little bit. I would like a planetary analysis base. I would like 2 missile turrets fed by a central depot. So we'll need a depot right in close like that. And then we're going to have that's going to pass through, I think. Okay, so I have a bit of a problem here in that there's not enough outputs on this. I guess it'll have to come from the left and right then. So let's do missile turret. That's not the right machine. Let's do a missile turret like this. I guess if that's as close as I can get it, that's as close as I can get it. You're facing the wrong way. Of course you are. Let's do a defense turret facing outwards like that, and another one facing like that. I guess they do need a little bit more space though, or do they? If I put a depot down like this, can I run belts? I can run a belt to there. I can run a belt to there. So then the only question is, can I output from the depot? You know what? This may not be the way to do it. I think I want to place it so that it's... Yeah, I think I want to place it so that the depot's behind the analysis base. Let's do that. Let's get nice and close like that. That looks good. And then we'll throw the depot here, right behind the base. And we'll run... I want these to go as quickly as possible, so I guess we'll just go direct in like that. Huh. For some reason, it's like it doesn't want to go in. I'm not sure about that. Does it have to be sideways? Oh, interesting. It's trying to line itself up on the belt. I didn't know you could do it that way. So maybe this is how I set it up. Looks like that'll work. And that's feeding through. Okay. So, all right, let me actually rebuild all of this now that I understand that. And let me move it a little bit away from the other build so that I can copy and paste this. So we have a depot first. You're going to have missiles in you. And then you're going to have like belts running this way, a belt running that way, belt running that way. We'll throw sorters on to pull out the missiles. We will put down our missile turrets like that and like that, right? Looks good. Then we'll throw down our planetary analysis base, and we'll throw down our signal tower out front. Maybe forward. Well, no, let's just keep it nice and tight. And then we'll throw down our 2 laser turrets as well. Like that, I think. Get this all... Now, your power... So you actually provide power to all these features. And then I don't have good access to the... Once I put this down, I kind of have to fiddle to get access to that. So maybe we move the tower a bit. Where can we throw down the planetary analysis base? That makes sense. in front, maybe to act as a blocker or a shield, or... Let's do planetary analysis base. Let's do signal tower. If I do it that way, it doesn't... Planetary analysis base. Where does it make sense? If we... These can fire over the base. It's fine. So the main thing is that this needs to be... Yeah, we can have this a little bit off center. I think that's fine. If we do this, that does cover everything. Everything can be repaired by the base. These can fire. And then we can throw down the laser turrets like over here. Pair of these for when we run out of power. And that whole thing is powered by this. It's kind of ugly, though. I don't like making ugly builds. So if we have the tower kind of out front, and then we have the lasers nearby like that, then the planetary analysis base kind of has to go back here or out front. Does that, how much area does that cover in terms of repair? I guess it's okay if it's out front. Or I guess the way this is set up, it's kind of like this is the front. And I can place it down backwards. So the signal tower draws the attack. The battlefield analysis base is in front. I don't know whether they'll blow this up trying to get to this, or I don't know if this is going to work at all. But I think this is fine for now. Also, we're running out of time in this episode. I spent too much time messing around with belts and stuff. Let me copy this. We'll just call this, let's throw like a... Where's the laser turret? Sure, we'll call this hardpoint 2. Let's save that. Okay, this we're done with. Okay. I need to throw some of these down just to protect things before I get the power going. Because once we get the power going, there's like 6 bases on this planet. Okay, so I would like you... I guess right about there is fine. Are you connected to the grid? You are. So all I got to do then is feed in some missiles. The nice thing about this build... Where are all my missiles? I think I left them in a box, right? Let me just grab these. The nice thing about this build, compared to the other one, is that there's very little... There's next to no missiles sitting on a belt not being used. Alright, let's put down another one. Maybe right... Well, it feels like that had drawn quite a lot of attention. So we need another one over here to deal with whatever this base throws at us. Something like this should work, I think. That's not too close to that base, right? It won't actually... I don't think... Yeah, if it grows, this signal tower might bring in some problems, but I think it's okay where it is for now. Okay. Let's fly down. Where else do we have infrastructure? So we're protecting our 2 mines. We probably need another one down here protecting the factory. Let's get that set up. Something like this seems fine. I believe I left a crap ton of missiles here, yes. Okay. What else will we need? That kind of protects on that front. Now we got to go get our iron set up. We have 14 iron veins here. I guess we can route that up into this and then have it feed out the way it's intended to. So we will need a line going up here, which means this thing's in the way again. Let me throw another one down real quick over here, and we'll transfer some of this stuff. Okay. I can't quite remember. We don't need a lot of iron, so getting this up and running should be fine. We just want the ore. We don't even care about smelting it here. Let's get this going. All right, so let's do something like, what can I get here? Get those, looks good. Get those, and then we'll come in for these. That's gonna be fine. Okay, let's do belts and sorters, or pile sorters rather. All right, let's do pile sorters for the future. Looks good. Tesla towers. That'll connect us to the network. Line these guys up, get them all connected. Okay, and then why can't I see anything? It's super dark all of a sudden. You come on over as well. Join up. Right there. Okay. And then we're going to want a line into this tower to feed in the raw ore. Like that. And looks like we can get it nice and tight in there. Right. Get that nice and connected. Okay. And let's add in our ore from over here. Is that right? No. We want it from there. There we go. Okay, feels pretty good. Feels like we're just about ready to turn this whole setup on and see where I made my mistakes. Relay station landing on Allwade 1. All right. Probably we put up one more hard point, one more defensive point like here, just to be safe. And these are all connected to the same network, so like all the missiles should be connected by the signal towers. So we're gonna have, what do we set up? 4 of these? We're gonna have at least 8 missile towers attacking any incoming swarm. I don't really want to spend a bunch of time cleaning out these relay stations right now. So yeah. I dumped all my missiles out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 goes into logistics. Couple more for me. Okay. Let's feed in some missiles here. 1, 2. Okay. So with that, we've got protection on our infrastructure. We've got our ore input set up. We don't have the proliferator yet, but we have enough to kind of get started. So the gray band is factory. The blue band is going to be, I guess, our bus. These guys are PLS. Do we need another kind of setup for power? I guess we'll come down here and make a little power area. So if we're gonna put down more foundation for power, what color is that gonna be? Bright yellow, right? And let's go with the the super gridded variant here. All right, so you guys, you are going to be power, and this is going to be an incredibly ugly planet. I guess I don't know how much I need here. Let's set down our fusion power plant. If I look at the tower, how much is it going to draw? Consumption demand, 46.2 megawatts. Okay. And we're going to have more than that. This is going to power up 15. So maybe 6 of these would be enough? 6 of these should be enough for now. Not 6, 4 of these to produce 60 megawatts. That should meet demand, I think. Let's actually place down storage here. How do I want to do this? I want to run it through the middle, I think. Yeah, I want to run it through the middle. Let's have a belt on this big, ugly, yellow nightmare. And then we'll start putting down some mini fusion power plants. 1 and 2. 3 and 4. Okay. Let's go get our Deuteron fuel rods. Hopefully they don't eat through this too fast. We did bring a fairly substantial amount of proliferated fuel rods. Those go in there. And then we do a sorter. Group of sorters. All right. Output to the belt. Input to the fusion power plant. It needs an initial kick, doesn't it? Let's stick a fuel rod in one of these guys to kick things off. Overloaded. How does this work? I guess I dump these on the belt like this. No fuel. Huh. I sort of thought... What does overloaded mean? Fuel required. Didn't I just try and put some in you? Oh, there we go. Okay. I put 99 in. It's not exactly what I intended to do. There we go. Okay. So our plant should be online. Our entire factory should be running. So we've got iron ore coming in. That's a good start. We're pulling off the silicon ore as well. The copper has longer to travel, but it's beginning to make its way as these guys speed up. None of the signal towers is accidentally procced an attack. So we have our raw ore coming in. Looks like it's feeding into the factory. We're waiting on copper. Let's see the copper arrive. Slowly arriving after its long journey. There's, I think, the first piece of copper that goes in. Okay. We are producing iron ingots. We're producing... Looks like we're producing titanium ingots as well. Those are getting a little bit backed up. Copper's started. Copper has arrived now. Copper ingots are going in. We're producing mini processors. Now... Why are we not seeing... I guess this actually has an output priority. So we'll see once this line backs up if the copper ingots come onto this line. I think they will. We must have built this one first, I guess. There we go. Here come the copper ingots. So we're producing microprocessors. We're producing circuit boards. Circuit boards travel over here, and we should get our first processor in a moment. Yes, we're making processors. So, the design works. The design works. And that means We can extend this belt out. We can build more of these. Okay, that is fantastic. We are going to call the episode there. Look at all the threat coming in. Oh my goodness. Look at all the threat coming in. So like, with this all up and running now, the next thing we need to do is make the proliferator locally and feed that into the network as well. Either through a PLS or, it's so power intensive though. And we are going to burn through this. There's not much of this left. I kind of need to go home and get more of this. But we need to get the proliferator up and running, and we need to extend this out a bit. So, like, we need to do something like this, where we put down another one, and then feed in all the belts, and then another one, and then feed in all the belts. What I might do first is copy this setup and get it extended so that we have the outputs, and then we'll lay down the, well, I guess yeah, it'd probably be a little bit easier to copy this part first. So I might do that off camera. I might grab a couple more of these and figure out how to get that done. And then we'll come back next time, we'll do the proliferator, and then we'll warp home with some of the fruits of our labor. We are, I think, going to burn through this fairly quickly. Let me watch. Well, maybe not that quickly. I think one of these burns in like a minute. So we'll burn through 4 a minute, and then like there's some stockpiled inside the machines. There's not that many in there. There's like 4 times 15 is... There's 10 times 15 minutes. No, wait, I'm losing my mind. There's about 4 goes into 152. Almost 60 times, not quite, because 160 would be 4 times 60. No. Oh my god. It'd be 40. 4 times 40 would be 160. So it goes in almost 40 times, which means like 40 minutes, I think. One more episode will probably burn through all of this. So maybe, I don't know. Without power, it'd be rough to get all this running and then have it all destroyed by the swarms. Maybe I should run home and bring back a crap ton of this. Or maybe I should kill off some of these swarms and put down geothermal plants. I don't know. I mean, the cool thing that I'm happy about is that we got this up and running and the design is extendable. So it took me a couple episodes to work this out, but I should be able to just like build more processors very quickly. Hooking up the lines would probably be the most challenging part, and then making sure I have enough ore. But hey, we got the whole thing online, so it's working. And that's a great place to stop the episode. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. Looks like we're gonna have some problems. But what else is new in this game? We'll see you next time. Take care.